Good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Cup Challenger Series, powered by ZOTAC Gaming. We are now back on the hot seat once again with the main man, OG. He did miss out on the first initial game, but he is now here for a banger second set of the game. And let's head on down over onto today's matchup and see exactly what we have in store for you for tonight. Because, in a way, Enigma Gaming versus Septem, I believe that this will be a game that a lot of viewers back at home were really waiting to see because Septem, they have been making a massive strides throughout the entirety of our scene. And
Okay.
this team, they have a vengeance to take out on.
Now, in the grander scheme of things, I'm wondering what are the players of Enigma going to feel like? Because they felt very, very comfortable in the best of one, right? In fact, it feels like they barely broke a sweat. How does that change now?
You do have to remember that Septem as a team, they are well known in the Bangladeshi Valorant scene at the bare minimum because Exili, they always reign supreme on the number one position. We already know that team. They have had their weaknesses, but they also have their strengths as well when it came down to our other series being the Gauntlet. But here it's a little bit more different on that regard. Now they're on the center stage. They are the team that are making the biggest strides and possibly will be the ones to qualify moving on down the line. But for now, let's talk about the side of Enigma and see exactly what they have in store for us as we head on down over onto their team intro. And you can see the playing five. I don't think they really need any form of an introduction or what they can really do. Antidote, Rexy, Excali, Raw Fuel, RPK, and Hika. These guys have done it all. They pretty much won it all as well in multiple different fronts. And now they're here to win another one for themselves.
Yeah, the comfortable part is it's going to be a best of three, right? So they no longer have that threat lingering behind their back of it being a best of one. They can play more comfortably. They can play more in depth. Where yesterday we saw maybe Rexy pull in a Killjoy, a utility agent that's more reliant on setup and making a default work. Rather than that, they might be willing to take things a little aggressive, maybe take things out of the box rather than playing the vanilla Valorant that has worked out brilliantly for them, but the only thing that we've gotten to see from them so far.
Yeah, Enigma, they already know what they really need to do. Consistent gameplay all around. Nothing really out of the ordinary for this team, and that's why they're just this incredible as a roster. But at the same time, as we head on down over towards the side of Team Septim and their team intro, you can see that these players they have a lot more to prove. They have a lot of talent on their side, but talent alone cannot push them past that edge just yet.
Yeah, I think they've been turning a couple of heads over the past few months, and this could be a nice way to reflect on what their 2022 season could look like, right? Imagine taking a best of three off the hands of Enigma Gaming now. That's going to be big news for a team like Septim. We have a decent bit of well-known players. Like you said, we have Hermione, we have Missile. So it's not like this team is short in terms of what talent it has stacked, but you know how Enigma work. They look like a completely different machine when they're all firing on the same cylinders. And this, considering starting off the best of three tangent for this tournament, I feel like this is a good starting point for them to warm up ye old machine as well.
Yeah, that is for certain. Let's head on down over towards the map video and see exactly what maps are being picked up by these teams. But for now, as we see Haven being on the cups of everything, I guess it's a good start. But then again, Haven being picked up by Enigma, I think they're looking to end this entire best of three off as fast as they possibly can.
Yeah, we did see Haven yesterday by Enigma as well. Very, very strong stuff that We did get to see Rexy do, and Bind isn't. You don't really see that much diversity, right? I was hoping for maybe that fracture, something out of the box, but not gonna be the case. Aggressive. Although one thing very common in all three maps is all three maps could be reliant on that single duelist combination. Especially Haven and Ascent are gonna be most probably the duels of the Jets, so we might have somewhat of an interesting storyline on our hands here.
But at the same time, I'm not really expecting something to be divergent from what we are already predicting because considering how proficient Enigma are in general when it comes down to their even compositions, they should be able to take that map pretty predominantly. But then again, Bind could just be another story entirely. Septem as a team, they are incredible on this map. I personally know what they are capable of, but then again, the team really does lack some direction from time to time, and I'm really hoping that they have ironed out those problems
Hmm.
for this matchup. Because against a team like Enigma, you give them an inch, and they can easily take a mile away from you.
Yeah.
And on that regard, Bind is one of the few maps where momentum carries a lot more weight in comparison to any other. Yes, of course, Valorant is a momentum heavy game. If you get those ultimates online, you can snowball it out of control. But Bind is one of the few maps where if you're not able to take control early, you're just pretty much done and dusted for the rest of the game. As we head on
Yeah.
over to the agent selection for the map of Haven, though, things could be interesting, but I'm expecting both of these teams to go for very standardized composition, nothing really out of the ordinary.
I'm just waiting for when we finally get to see the South Asian neon.
Yes, my favorite.
Which team do you think is most likely to draft into it the first? I hope it's EG.
I have a feeling that we could be witnessing the neon from GE. I don't think it's going to be
Oh,
EG taking this, but GE have a higher chance of picking up that neon. That and
okay.
Reckoning.
I mean, Reckoning is like expected, dude. They're the team that always tries to go for the gimmicky plays, and they have a roster which is very versatile in its agent pool. So seeing them go for different permutation combinations always something that's uh, really been their strong point, and that's something that I've personally been a big fan of. Still yet to wait for raw fuel, and again, we don't need to wait for much, dude. We know exactly what he's gonna go for. Goes in for ye old faithful Jet. Although we are going to get that slight difference in terms of the initiator,
Select
with the
your
Sky
agent.
being manned by the side of Antidote and Kyojin going to maybe take that breach. What's your. Okay, I think we've already had a lot of discussions between this breach and Sky duel. One thing is interesting here, though, neither side going for the chamber. Is the Killjoy coming in from either side, which, I didn't expect this walking into today. It's going to be far more interesting, and the possibilities of a thrifty round start to maybe look a little less possible. But again, Caster Curse, right?
For certain. But then again, another one of the big problems that we really need to highlight is there's a breach on one side and there's a sky on the other. The breach utility can easily deny a lot of the post-plan potential that you could have had with maybe a killjoy or even deny the ultimate outright. And
Maybe.
lockdown really doesn't hold a lot of weight if you have a killjoy, if you have a breach on the opposition team,
And
correct?
the Sova.
Yeah, and the Sova. Both of them can easily counteract a killjoy. So what is the plan here that the members of Enigma are going for? Without a chamber to play the map of Haven? Are you shooting yourself on your own foot or not?
You also have to think that, cost they don't have that chamber, and now it's going to put the reliance on, especially in terms of the sniper duty. The Jet needs to be very, very keen on keeping the economy up and getting that operator up ASAP. So a couple of pieces are going to be changed, but this is what we love about the puzzle, don't we? Push towards C-Long and Enigma are going to be put to a halt temporarily, and they back off, anticipating that spam potential. Kyojin forces Enigma to leave the control that they've gained towards Garage. Missile is just waiting to see if there is gonna be any alarm bot towards his side before he commits to a push, which Enigma are kind of expecting. Antidote lets the Tailgazer out, goes in for the instant challenge,
Oh,
knows
he
that
actually got a
he
ding.
can't give away the free real estate. The flash just glides past Missile. And Rexy with his commitment through Garage looks to be a C push. They'd want to crack this wide open. They find the perfect window to isolate the player towards backside, but they get bamboozled! Little do they know from the back, they got clapped, and Antidote in a position to make a difference. Why is he shooting his teammate? Alright,
He
RBK.
just got scared for a second.
He takes the aggressive angle, and with the classic, it's very viable. Another headshot, but he's not able to find the clutch as it's Veteran. A very, very decisive backstab. A very, very smart play towards the side. He was the sole survivor in such a strenuous position. Look at that.
You know how to get that level of control away from them. And that's what you would expect from a very experienced player. Vectron is on that plane where he knows exactly how to run around the entire site and just gain himself an advantage. You could see the immediate push out of Garage as soon as his teammates gave him the call out that, hey, we're getting pushed on hard. They're already in towards the back of side. And immediately as soon as that call came in, you just snap your finger and Vectron's already present to go in for those frags. Beautifully done. And Hermione now with the...
Man! Oh no!
a couple of the rare whiffs from the side of Raw Fuel. This normally doesn't happen. But yeah, Raw Fuel's probably kicking himself with that.
Now we trying to trace this in the smoke. These maybe bait Hermione to a push. That was an opening that they were offered but not in a position to capitalize. So they're just looking for whatever is left. Muscle comes off the box, and Antidote didn't stand a chance. The Sheriff just laughs at that range. Hermione... Oh, I don't think he heard that minor footstep that Rexy just gave away. And Hermione... Oh, close range! Jumping classic! Oh god! No, Rexy!
Oh, he didn't get knifed. That's good. They showed him the respect. If it was you or me, he would have knifed the person immediately.
Yeah, he goes down the way a warrior wants to go down. But this is the turn that they get to have the uprise, though. They have the superior weaponry here, aggressive, and Enigma. What's their game plan right now? They seem to at least have a good understanding of what SE have on this defense. They are able to root out this kind of aggression, but they've not been in a position to fight it, and this is where that story changes.
Scanning ahead.
To be a little bit more of a better lie, but Missile. Oh, too much aggression, and he's gonna get caught out. That will be painful. No one could have broken that one for him. I believe that he threw in a smoke, but that could just be a problem here. We see a lot of utility being used. And they're just gonna drop like flies one by one. Raw Fuel being able to catch the off-guard kill onto the face of Hermione. One more kill could be coming, but instead, okay, Sonic, good shots from him. Gonna be able to catch out Rexy off guard. That's gonna be one, and that's gonna be the second. 3 versus 2. This round seems very much clutchable.
And this is a bonus, mind you, so any damage that SE are gonna do, they're gonna be happy with what they get. Callie?
That's a kill.
Ah, the peak doesn't come through though. And Vectrans rotated in through defender spawn rotation. Committing the paranoia, so they want to do damage here. That's the name of the game. They do not want to commit without breaking that recon, which gives RBK enough room to net himself the double. Crucially, being 2 orbs away from the Hunter's Fury now makes it that Enigma can afford to play post-plan even more comfortably. You just gotta imagine that lockdown Hunter's Fury combo on either side is gonna be deadly. So right now, as the game progresses aggressive and when the ultimates sync up, you're gonna see more of duels rather than commitments, because as they commit, they know that utility dump is gonna be a prime problem that's gonna be very hard to deal with. It throws things in the air. It leaves things circumstantial. So this is the time maybe you get to see the wheels off Missile, the wheels off maybe Raw Fuel. Get that jet head to head. That's what's going to be crucial here.
But now that Missile's on this operator, that's going to be an even bigger thorn on the sides of Enigma. To try and force him off any of the angles that he is holding, it will be difficult. Not impossible, of course, because, hey, we're talking about a player like Antidote using those flashes. He can easily divert them around and get all the advantages that he needs to.
Lockdown in
Vectron, lockdown in hand. And they should be able to hold down these sides without any form of problems. Hermione, though, maybe biting off a bit more than he can chew here. Has the perfect timing to cross around. But Enigma They're making their way down towards this A side.
Yeah.
They should be.
Antidote, Tailblaze, does it clear towards the close short angle? No, it doesn't. And Raw Fuel, not. Oh, he did not grab
Oh, he's not holding.
That was so down to timing and fortune. Sadly, it wasn't on his side. Missile though, dashes his way out of the tough
Rexy!
situation, and Sonic finds the perfect timing to regress through garage window. Enigma, they wanted to go for a little more contact play here, but it hasn't worked out in the first few seconds. Missile, oh, he gets completely outread. Excali took his time with that duel, and now with the drone, they have the opportunity to push the metal to the pedal. Sonic TPing, but now the position given away on the back of that recon. Sonic with the paranoia buys a little more time, but the rotation's still not in. They're gonna double peek this. He's not ready, and RVK watching his teammates back through the smoke finds the kill on F. Harmani. Man disadvantage. If things can get worse. The advantage on their hands, but snatched away. Enigma slowing down the pace, and now the retake. They have the lockdown here. If they're able to clear sight, they might be able to get a clear way to fight this. Complete clear.
Like it. Even a one-way smoke to try and stop any form of an advantage they could have had. This smoke is such a nuisance. If you touch the spike, you have no idea if someone's peeking from the side of long. Nothing you can do here. Yeah, that's gonna be good for one, but against 3 players, there's absolutely nothing that he can do. He would need a miracle and a half with the stars aligning for him, as well as the players, to try and even get a win like that. 2-2, and a perfect, well-played round from the side of Enigma. They had the man disadvantage because of the first initial unfortunate kill on towards Raw Fuel, but they were able to turn it around. That's where the experience came into play.
And Enigma, I'm gonna be taking a small breather here. I think it's a technical timeout, so they're gonna at least be able to mentally recompose themselves. It's 2-2, still early days, and they found a perfect timing in the round prior. And that's the thing, right? When you're gonna be playing contact, you're relying on such factors going in your favor. However, these are things that's not easily replicable round after round after round, which is what you need to find success in a game like Valorant. You need to find consistency. The first part of it is going to be breaking the economy of SC, which A, is successful, cool. Now, they need to make sure that they're able to take this lead with a steady head. How often aggressive have we seen thrifty rounds go the other way? Especially in a game like Valorant, with there being so much utility to facilitate the fight. It makes it almost dead even regardless of what weaponry you have. If it's a Marshal, if it's a Sheriff, let's say you're set up in an ideal situation. You can go toe-to-toe against an Operator or even a Vandal. That's what we need to see here. Some kind of coordinated assault from the defense. Because sometimes in weaponry like this, offense could be the best defense.
That's the thing here as well. The way that all of this is panning out and being played, I have a feeling that's SE, they're playing it a little bit too passive. You know how I feel about playing passive on the map of Haven. This is one of the few maps where the defenders can play as aggressive as they want, and the map will facilitate you for it. 3 different sight lines. Yeah, except Fracture. Like, Fracture is built for you to get bamboozled. Even if you have every single one of your teammates watching your flank, someone's gonna slip through the cracks of it. That's why I hate and love Fracture at the same time, but we'll talk about that later when that comes in. For now, though, on Haven, it's not like that. You can isolate 1v1 duels quite easily if you just play it smart!
They were trying to go for the 1-2 punch, and it lands a nasty sting on Excali. A little bit of a tight angle for him to peek. Rexy destroying that alarm bot. Presence should be well aware. Missile so low. Here's the damage and he's gonna be done with unless he's overlooked. And yes, Rexy though finds the jump on a Kyojin. An important frag for him to get, as it somewhat makes it possible, and it's RVK who needs to find this frag on Sonic. It opens up an ocean of possibilities, and a small window is what they have to jump through. Sonic close range with the Spectre. This gun is lethal. Oh, that's so smart. He's like, bro, you don't have a recon dart. I will be your recon dart. Raw Fuel jumps in into danger, and that has mitigated any possibility of
I've got your trail.
Septem fighting this back with that advantage. They have the lockdown.
Spike
The
planted.
Hunter's Fury is going to be up as well. This is a hard pill for them to swallow if they take an L right now.
There's possibility of them just dropping like flies here if they're not careful. Vectron.
HP on missile.
Missiles at 1. Here comes the damage! Control has been given away, and 1 by 1 they're gonna start dropping like flies if they're not careful. I expected a Killjoy lockdown to get placed down,
Maybe, exactly.
but they opted to not use it. They had every angle for themselves. Vectron wanting to go on towards Heaven was not something that we expected. Even he could have placed that lockdown down on Heaven. Would have given them an opportunity to just force everyone to shoot the lockdown instead of holding down the corners.
Exactly, you break the crossfires, make sure that the Hunter's Fury distracts the server, this being our
You even had a
VK.
recon bolt to work with. There were a lot of different avenues they could have gone for, but I guess they rushed the execute way too much.
A little bit of overzealous maybe on the VK. Well, that's costed them. It's costed them a lead at this game. It's handed it over to Enigma. Missiles, aggressive push is gonna give a lot of confidence with the rotation that SE now need to commit to defend the B side, and his aggression poured it out. Can't land the operator shot. Close range, whips out the blade storm. Nice right click, and it'll put to bed. And that's called for him to run for the hills, run for his life. RVK finds Hermione on the other side, and Missile's able to stop Excali on the punish. A tricky situation Enigma find themselves in, with it hard to claw back. They needed raw fuel to find a little more success there, as he had himself the trump card in terms of position. They tried the contact play yet again, but Missile, a very tough situation, and he still navigates his way through like an absolute Chad, the hallmark of a great Jet.
RPK. Stuck in a pretty impossible 1 versus 4 situation.
seconds left.
Nowhere to run. No avenue and no forms of information. Can just hope to get this plant down if he gets his kill on.
Revealing area.
Positions all revealed, flash in hand. He's pretty much done and dusted. No, maybe not. Okay, Kyo. Just miss out on 1 shot and RVK, 1 tap machine coming in down strong, and Vectron's gonna be the one to finish everything off. RVK nearly pulled off the impossible, but god damn, man. This man is on fire.
Let's see it. Let's relive it. First frag, cool, man. Happens. Second one, though. Ooh.
Throw a freaking needle at a balloon. That's the amount of surgical precision shots. Pretty sure that missile fell out of his chair after that one.
Here's the thing though, aggressive. Look at the ultimates now. 7 ultimates on the server. This is when the game starts to truly get sweaty, because this is a draft on either side comprising of pure utility that does a lot of damage and a lot of chaos. He's not tagged by that. So lucky not to get spammed by the smoke, the paranoia. Roll Fever finally landed with the last one, but Kyojin able to make his way back to redemption. Antidote though, 2 kills as he initiate what seems like a redemption mission for Enigma on this attack. Rexy committing that lockdown, but that's a pretty common position to spam with the shock darts. And Missile. Oh, close range. Antidote's got it yet again. Quad kill for Antidote as he leads the charge for Enigma to victory and beyond.
That was a thrifty round. You noticed that, right? That was a thrifty round, and it was that clean from the members of Enigma. Very much surprising the way that they were able to pull that one off, but hey, regardless, they're going to be able to get into a better position. 3 and 4, they've won out on the thrifty, pretty much broke the bank of the members of Septem, and now they're being forced down into a corner to try and get out of this stitch.
Swarm grenade out.
How do they plan to do it? Only time will tell.
Gonna be a small lead, but a lead nonetheless that Enigma are gonna get, right? Ooh, a lot of early damage done on the Antidote. The Antidote has to heal, so can heal his teammates, but not himself. He finds the opening. It's only pistols that they have to play against. And this is where Enigma, playing their textbook, playing their default, will help them quite a bit.
Turret out.
Sentry. Quickly dismantled. Close range shorty, man. I don't like the way this feels. Caught looking the wrong way. It's like walking into traffic when don't check your left, but you only check your right. That's
And
more
you're on a one-way
kind of
road.
right. Oh yeah, that's straight up brain lag in real life. Scally, able to find Kyojin. Easy frags for him to net. And the more important part of this is Enigma doing this flawlessly, right? This is important stuff as they're building an economy. Although 4 ultimates now synced up on the side of Septem. When did they finally use them?
Yeah, this is the main thing that I'm always surprised about, and one of the things that I try to bash into the heads of pretty much every single other Bangladeshi team that I talk to. The ultimate usage when it comes down to a lot of these teams, I don't know what they're holding onto their ults for. Sometimes it's better to just throw out your ult for any form of a 2 or even a 2 versus 4 situation. You just need to cycle through your ultimates as much as you can. You're gonna get them back. You're really good players. You have the aim to hit the shots. If you're always waiting for the perfect situation for every single ultimate, you're not getting anything out of it now, are you?
Push though. And Vector not in a position to play retake yet again. If he goes down with this lockdown, it's going to be a huge issue. And oh no, Sonic at least finds the trade and the spike more importantly. This is however a bait play as Excali's going to TP with the spike.
He couldn't get
They
the
baited out the rotation.
Oh my god, that's
They
perfect.
did.
Found one.
I love the fact that Omen is like this now. I love the fact that they made him like this. It allows you to go for so many different types of plays. And it actually did work.
Worked to brilliance, and Missile was doing the right thing by falling back there. He can't hold this all by himself. He has the operator as well. A retake, the rolling thunder. Finally, we get to see the ultimate sync up. The Hunter's Fury does put a stop on this hole. Oh my god, antidote! A huge whiff. Luckily, RBK to claw his way back through. Excali can't deliver on the hold. A 2 versus 3 post plan with Enigma being on the back foot. The shock dart momentarily does damage, but he needs to find the kill through the smoke. He doesn't. Perfect timing and a perfect push. RBK did his very best with the Hunter's Fury, but Antidote needed to find that frag there. The fact
think
that
he was
Missile able to
surprised.
dash
He
in
got
and
shocked.
get that operator shot. My head went light.
I don't think Anti was ready for it. Honestly, tell me who would do that with an operator.
I
Don't tell
know.
me that Missile would.
You never know, dude. Sometimes you just feel the adrenaline, sometimes you feel the gut, and those are the moments that you go for it. Missile yet again. Continuing its trend of good form. As he finds raw fuel. That all-important operator prowess, when required, is out. Oh, you can't spray through the smoke with the Vandal, my friend. The trace of fire gives you away so easily, especially when you're that close to the smoke. The retake effort though.
Oh, that
They're
is...
gonna.
Oh my god, that's
God.
perfect! You have a massive brain for that one. That's
I
what
was
I was
gonna
like,
say,
wait, that's
yeah.
gonna hit him or not?
I was gonna say, yeah, they're just falling back to play retake. They're gonna be chilling, but nah. They get a free piece of cookie as they get the meal. Oh,
Antidote's gonna steal away that cookie from Kyojin.
and is this the way the cookie crumbles?
Possibly.
RBK is
Reaching
gonna get
into the
the
cookie
fight.
jar for even more though.
There's nobody to deny this rotation. That's the crucial thing here.
Bot coming back.
1 point more after
30
the bomb
seconds left.
plant. I don't think there is that ultimate orb towards long. So Rexy should rely on getting 1 more kill if he needs to dispose of that lockdown post this bomb plant.
Lights down.
It's having some little bit of fun in the background, but Enigma. They have the opportunity and finally using it. Not bad at all. Using it in a 2 versus 4 situation. Not the end of the world. Good shot. Rex is gonna get caught out, and Anti, he has nothing to do here. Hermione's gonna get that finishing blow. And with that, a 5-5 scoreline. And hey, on the side of Septem, they're giving Enigma a run for their money.
Thanks.
And that's not an easy feat, especially when Enigma are on their attacking side.
How many times have we seen teams transition into the attack and then fall flat?
Point.
Especially on Heat.
For some reason, this is a very attacker-favored map, but still the attacking side is the weakest for a lot of the other teams.
It's very reliant on that mid-round call. And yeah, sure, in maybe a PUC setting, it's very different, but in a pro setting, again, it makes a world of difference with the communication, with the draft, a lot of factors that head into such kind of decision making. So it varies from game to game. Now, Enigma still have to face this operator, and they've not found the reply to it just as of yet, right? Oh, missile! Remis and Rawfield there to capitalize the double entry. This is exactly what EG needed towards this A side, and they've gotten it in a silver platter. Is he gonna go ultra aggressive? Oh god, Hyojin
He
knows
doesn't
this.
give a damn.
Oh, he's found his way back as well. Okay, found his
Into
way
the
back to
opening
the
arms
next
of
round.
Sonic. Whoop. Well, that's a trade for a trade. I don't know why people are starting to spam through the smoke like this. It just gives you away way too often. And Anti, he's just gonna get kill after kill because of it. Excali now has a Phantom in hand. He learned his lesson after what happened in that previous round. Picks up a Phantom, gets the final kill on towards the face of Vectron. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, and a 5 and 6, and Enigma, they lost one round. They're immediately able to answer back with another. 7 and 5 or a 6 and 6. We don't really know just yet, but the game is heating up for sure.
How much of a W do you think this is for SC at the moment? A big W, right? They need to ride out this momentum wave. This is EG's map pick. Decent bit of pressure on EG. If the second half doesn't pan out for them, you could see things getting sweaty, and that's when you capitalize. That's when opportunities are presented itself. And so a plateau. Missile. Blade Storm up close and personal. Okay. Is he gonna play with the drone here? Timing. Oh! Oh no!
Why is he went for the right click?
Excali not in prime position, but finds the timing. Trades in the important aspect of this. They've removed missiles, so that's the operator out. Aggressive. This is the opening that EG need to make sure that this is the 7th walking in. As they've committed yet against the A side, the Seekers is going to guide them towards a safe plan. And how they play the post plan is purely going to be reliant on this lockdown that Rexy has. They don't have anything left to deny the lockdown now. Oh no!
They royally screwed that one up.
Why?
And I think this round's over. They need to push into this, but because of the flashes and the sheer amount of utility being thrown around, and the amount of time that has already been wasted, and the forward positions of all the members of Enigma, look at exactly where Excali is. Excali, he's gonna be a thorn on their side, but I don't think he even needs to do anything. Positions are primed, and Rawfield's looking for blood. One by one, they're dropping the bodies. Excali finds the last player, and it's done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. One bullet, and he's dead. Rexy's gonna be the one to shut him down. 7 and 5, and Enigma, they take a strong lead, moving on to their defensive side.
This half got flipped like a light switch, man. I'm not sure how Enigma were able to grasp such form towards the tail end of this first half. They looked really brutal for the past 3 rounds, and 7-5 half. All SE need to do to equalize this is get the pistol. Then we'll be on equal pegging. The sky composition does allow Enigma to play a little bit more in the mud, where they take a couple of aim duels. If they're scrapped off in terms of HP damage, this guy could easily come in with the overgrowth. So you might be able to see a little more of an aggressive stance when Enigma are going to be on this defense duty.
Rexy, though, he's looking for some closure on this
Timing.
angle. Oh, the classic right click for some reason works for him, but never works for me. Here comes that shot, and that Ghost is going to be able to raid Supreme. Missile, he finds a trade, and he's immediately going to dip out of that one.
Smart
There's
stuff.
no way he's going to try and take this fight anymore.
Very good stuff.
But
Don't
this
overcommit,
will
get
call
that
out the
advantage.
rotations. That called out the rotations.
A double stack towards Garage, as they're now going to get information. And with this footstep from RVK's comms, they should know the play. Shock Dart will do a decent amount of damage. A nice hold. RVK doing exactly what the Sova needs to do. Nice damage, nice taps, everything done. Pitch perfect. The post plant, it needs to be fulfilled. Enigma, are they gonna be falling? Oh, I was gonna say, are they be falling victim to the same position that they held? Nah, Excali is a step ahead. And also a little bit, in terms of those early rotations, did not pan out in the way Septem expected. Because as soon as they let go of real estate, Enigma were quick to grab it and get on that backstab.
Usual. Excali up to his usual shenanigans. 5 and 8 this round. You know, not really the end of the world, but you get it done a lot. Moving on down from that, though, what do you think? Are they going to be able to take this anti-eco away? Because personally, knowing Septem, they're not really the most biggest players when it comes down to the anti-ecos. I believe they're just going to rush it down as fast as they possibly can and see if they can do some damage at the bare minimum.
One thing, okay, I was just gonna say that raw fuel hasn't invested one bit, so with that changing, maybe the story changes. I was expecting raw fuel to go on that save to get the early operator out, but he realizes the significance and the importance of rounds like this. Not the range that you want to have a duel with the Spectre. Especially considering it's an anti-eco, you might expect a Sheriff or two to be against you. So far, Enigma are playing very, very disciplined, and they're respecting SE. They're not taking any unnecessary aim duels, and it's just picking and prodding from long range, right? That's what Enigma have been doing for the longest time for this round. Antidote now has a good idea of what kind of plays lies ahead, and although he does end up overcommitting to what looked like a triple peak. A small window opened up. Enigma's though still heavy favorites to win this round.
A window, this is a crack in a wall. You need to find ways of making it wider for them to enter still. But for now, we do see that Excali, he's holding down the corner. He misses the first shot. Yeah, that's gonna cost him. Never mind, it's not gonna cost him. He's looking for more. He's swinging it out, boy. He doesn't care. Look at this man. He's like beating them as hard as he possibly can. Swing it again. Just do it. I know you want to. He doesn't care. Do it.
Yeah. Can't land the flick though. Just go on scope, bro. It's accurate as well. Gets legged.
10 seconds left.
Come on. Cali.
One enemy remaining.
Catch your teammates around.
Hey, listen to you. Hey, listen to you.
He did. And with this round being secured in such a fashion, Enigma are going to be playing that bonus. Raw Fuel will be able to invest in the operator one way or the other, because Excali has a big bank as well. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's been the missile show on the defense. When he had the operator, he went lights out, and this is Raw Fuel's turn. Either Jet having a point to prove.
Yes. 5 and 9.
Placing swarm grenade.
Now they're just gonna wait and see how this all pans out. Rexy
Alarm bot out.
holding down from the back end corner. He's in the garage side, but
They're concussed.
okay. Get some information at the bare minimum, but still the defenders, they're in a tough spot. They don't have buys here, OG.
Maybe the B side might be a haven for this opportunity, because close range the Spectre really is a problem. You get straight up Grove Street peaked, it's not fun, I tell you that much. Oh, imagine walking into the shock dart. Raw Fuel.
He got the magic number on his side now.
Yeah, he was slow dancing in the dark, but now close to that corner. I just hope that a recon or a flash doesn't give his play away. Usually that's the way this kind of setup falls apart. Although it looks to be a garage split and a C commitment. Rexy's gonna have his back turned just at the worst possible time. He's gonna be out in the open when they're gonna be on the peak. A man disadvantage. Inferior weaponry as they play in and around the smoke. Excali trying to be as decisive and as elusive as he can. Finds the timing, and now with the flash. Oh no, the whip! Close range, he still finds a way to make the connection. It's all left on Antidote. The Sheriff can't make the kill on Sonic.
Feel bad for it, bad. How did Vectron live and then Missile is the one who died? I'm pretty sure that Missile's like, how the hell are you alive and how am I the one to die?
No, more importantly, I'm happy that the frenzy play didn't work for Excali, so you know it's not only us.
Point taken. It does douse the flame that I had inside of me.
The flame you have inside of you, you're supposed to have a spark, dude. The flame seems to take you down the negative road. Be careful.
Not gonna lie, after a sea of red on my banked history, I think that's fine.
Oh, well, Antidote sees a little bit of red on his screen, and that's the red that you want to hit.
Destroyed.
Sadly, he's not able to make much use of that recon that RVK disposed of. At least they're able to get a lot of information as to what the play towards A looks like early on.
Oh!
Still slide
Flirting
dance.
with danger. Yeah. Literally flirting with danger there.
One thing that SE are trying to root out for is aggression, but they've not found it anywhere. Enigma are trying to take this fight through long, and that's all that they want. Roughly 30 HP stays left, but he goes in for yet another. How audacious is this man?
Line drawn.
Doesn't care. This guy just swings everything and he has the aim to make it all work out for them. 30 HP doesn't matter because he will still gain an advantage for your team. And Rafiel, he's looking for more. He's hungry for this one and he should be able to get it regardless.
Shock
That's not gonna be
dart. Could be
clean. Here
big.
comes the shock.
30 seconds.
That's
left.
another one. And that's the kill.
Oh, he's still making it work though, and he finds himself the triple RVK to punish Vector in that short. Rexy knows exactly where Sonic's headed, and that's headed to the next round. 10-6. That discussion that we had about the second half being the more tricky one, now coming to shape up to be that nightmare that SE were trying to so desperately avoid. A brilliant first half that they try to orchestrate together. Sure, at the tail end of it, it looked a little weak, but it still was something for them to work with in map 1. Now 3 rounds away from a map 1 victory. EG yet to pull out that operator from their back pocket. Things are starting to look a little scary if you're a Bangla fan. Missile position given away. The play though towards the long. Oh goodness, Galgen!
Did he just...
He's limping because he has a whole game to carry at the top you can't reach. 3 men plucked apart an Enigma, assembling toward a ghost of what they were before.
He just... I'm on a loss for words here, OG. Beautiful spray transfer down on the multiple players. Shots are being missed here as well, but still RVK is going to try and do a little bit of damage control and clean up the fallen pieces dropped by his teammates. But then again, that was just mechanical brilliance coming in from the side of Kyojin. Spray transfer on point, didn't miss a single beat there. And now, last couple of frags. That's all that they need to turn this one around. 7 and 10 pretty much on the scorecards, regardless of what situation goes on down through.
Yeah, and I think there's more than one side to the Rolling Thunder that he has in his back pocket now.
Last player.
Sending shockwaves across the server, and EG surely feel the surge.
Ah, yes, the pain of the Phantom. 140.
Lifestyle, bro.
So, there's a reason why I have that spray equipped every single time I play a Neon.
I have the salt, the chicken, and then the goat spray kit, so yeah. I have my own thing going.
Of course, Sherlock, you're gonna have that, like, chicken out there.
And the salt. Well,
Salted
I
chicken
hope
is
that Enigma aren't feeling salty about that loss. They've had that victory in the first 2 rounds, sure. Things have been looking a little iffy, and that's led to their economic turmoil. Antidote has a little bit of extra dough in the bank, and that could be safe for an operator when the time does come right. Raw fuel on that Blade Storm, though.
Here.
He's being set up for this push through Elong. As soon as they realize lobby is clear, they can then commit that retake effort towards the seaside. They don't need to commit everything on the hold. They can wait for the perfect moment. They have the Hunter's Fury. They could facilitate this perfectly Oh goodness. Antidote. Oh yes, it's a classic. The reveal towards the back of the site. He's buying as much time as humanly possible. And that means SE are aware of that play as well. They're heading back. And so is Raw Fuel. If this was a game of chess, right now, it's getting very, very uncomfortably close to one of the players getting a check. The only question is it a check that they can take all the way to the bank? Because Raw Fuel is banking on this positioning and the timing to go on his side. Beautiful shot. Veteran caught off guard without him knowing what hit him. Still 3 plays left, but Missiles making the space that his team needs. Tailwind available. The Hunter's Fury buys the distraction. He's not able to find the tag though, and RVK finishes off what Raw Fuel started. The push through the smoke. 15 seconds, all that's left on the clock. Timing is off the essence. They're able to find utility to get the plan down. They find composure, they find strength, they find weaponry, and they find this round. 8 to 10. SE not gonna bow out of this fight.
Septem, they knew exactly what they needed to do to try and bring that one back for their side. Raw Fuel, though, he nearly pulled off the impossible. You know for a fact, OG, if he found that kill over... Okay, so he found that kill onto Vectron already. He dashed out. And in that very moment, if he found that second kill onto another player, he can immediately dash and find another. That would have snowballed out of control very quickly, considering the amount of damage being done and the amount of chaos being created because of RBK.
Yeah.
Things are getting way too close for comfort. And Enigma, they're just inches away.
Okay.
From finding stuff like that.
I was questioning that, they didn't get the operator round. It might be harder for them to get the opening pick. Nah. Completely different case here, buddy.
Off your feet!
Excelli hears that drone as well, so it's going to be a little hard for him to push without him committing utility, and now the utility committed allows them to push and commit to this A side. Vectron hears this backstab. He has the lockdown. He can't end up going down here. They know his whereabouts. The paranoia. This should be a deal set in stone, but right now, SC, they have a bone to pick. They're finding space, they're finding form, and Raw Fuel's finding himself into the side. Another lockdown now committed, and it being... Oh god! Raw Fuel, I was gonna say if he finds this, there's an opening, but nope. Quickly shut down.
They invested 2 ultimates though into this round.
Out of charges.
And investing these 2 ultimates could just be make it or break it for them. A lot of footsteps being given away. Positions are primed and ready. They need to go in for a peek. That's gonna be 1. And Hermione with the double is gonna be able to shut it all down. 9 and 10, ladies and gentlemen. And Septem, they're clawing their way back out of that ditch they dug themselves into.
This entire round was predicated on which team wins that fight towards lobby. That was the make and break moment, but only one can win, and that had to be SE in that situation. Clawing their way so close to an equalizer, this has got to send a cold shiver up Enigma's spine. You talk about fear the Enigma. Right now I'm fearing for Enigma. They need to close this one out. It's again inferior weaponry, man. What do they have to work with? The Sheriff, Marshall, and it's a passive play yet again.
Hey, it's RVK we're talking about. He's known as a Sheriff God. If anyone can pull off a miracle, it has to be him on this one Sheriff, but they're just walking away from him. He can't work his magic. He doesn't see a single person on his screen. They're losing out on so many of the different avenues that they can play for. And with the slow take on towards the C site.
Yeah, very well thought out, very slow pace, very brilliant stuff coming in from SC. They know that they've been spotted. Excali trying to just buy time, trying to look for the recon. Antidote finally comes in with the punish. The recon giving away his position though, and that's instant trade coming in from Kyojin. Excali, a nice shrouded step, puts him in position for clawing this round back in their favor. Kyojin though, a step ahead along every step in this journey. He's been the difference maker for SE. And now a 2 versus 4. Raw Fuel could take Kyojin out, but everybody else on very healthy situations. Gonna try and maybe dodge that owl drone, but I might know exactly where he is. He's trying to dispose of it, and this is when the peek from Sonic might finally come in fruition. They're just trying to find for something out of the ordinary here, and that's not being given to them whatsoever. The peek from Garage deals with raw fuel. Maybe a gun saved? I take that as a W considering what Enigma invested. Because right now, all eyes is going to be on raw fuel for him to deliver, just like Missile did in the first half for his team.
The operator is gonna finally come online.
Hopefully.
Yeah, they have enough money. Antidote went in for a full-on save. The operator's
That's the
up.
thing, they've had the money for two, I think at least the 2 instances before.
I don't believe
They've just
so.
not invested it.
No,
It
I don't
was
think they
invested
did.
across the board.
Yeah, because other players couldn't go in for buy, so they opted to go in for the full buy for
Yeah.
everyone instead of just investing on raw fuel.
Exactly. And that's costed them to some extent. To an extent where they didn't imagine. Maybe that could have been a difference maker, but that's the thing about Valorant, man. It's a maybe. Sometimes things don't work. And it's how you deal with them that sets your standard apart. Excali's position is very hard to play, especially when there's a Sova against you. And now this play should be given away. Oh, the paranoia in perfect time, but they weren't able to find the opening as Missiles dealt with by Rexy. Oh, the teamwork's played by perfection, and Kyojin needs to whip out some magic from the hat yet again. This is not going to be a push. After the loss of Missile, they're like, nah, we're going to take the back seat. We're going to see what other opportunities arises. A minute still left on the clock. But this is a minute that SE are gonna be very, very, very reliant on to find the success. This is perhaps the most important 1 minute they have in this entire best of 3 worlds so far. Oh shit!
Yo, no!
Oh no! Still?
Free! That's a free kill for Excali. He's just gonna swing out and instantaneously get that shot on towards one.
Shock dart fails.
There's nothing that they can do. Fail after fail. That's gonna be the first Rexy!
Seconds left.
Okay. Things happen.
I
Things
made my
happen. It
voice
is what it
crack
is.
for a second. And I'm a grown boy.
Look at this though. Again, we get to see the play of team. Who is gonna come on top of this? It's backstab after backstab, misinformation after misinformation. A storm that either team needs to navigate their way through, and Rexy has just got timing. That is big. Hermione looking to weave some magic. Aggro could be drawn, but Rexy, his spider senses are tingling the double from Sonic. Are we gonna see the play yet again? The paranoia makes them paralyzed, and another tap RBK in the nick of time. Finds a little bit of sanity and restores the round to an EG victory. For a
If that's
2v4,
small.
that came uncomfortably close.
If that smoke was just a little bit further forward, if he could have isolated that fight against raw fuel, this was over. These rounds are coming to the edge.
I'm finding my teddy bear, dude. I need something to hold apart from my mic. It's just getting
Dude, I have my
super twitching
bolster
right now.
I have my bolster. I don't need a teddy bear when you have a bolster.
11 to 10. Enigma, they find themselves in the front foot towards the finishing line in map 1. Antidote's been very big in this A-side defense. He's been the rook, and raw fuel finds success with that operator.
An aggressive hit.
The trump card finally on display. Utility, they're going to be prime concern. He has only 1 cloudburst, so that's going to be essentially 1 recon that he can hide from. Oh no!
You don't
The
do
bait and
it.
Switch! You don't do him that dirty. The Rolling Thunder committed just as an insurance policy. That's all that they want. They want to clear A side, and Rexy's like, you know what? Go for it. I have the lockdown, and this is about to be a round that I have in the bag for EG. They're still committing that plant. Okay, they want to play from within, and Rexy more than ready for the commitment. Kyojin, important and crucial trade as they deny that lockdown. The flash denies the aggression from Excali, but it buys time for Enigma to regroup and reapproach this. No ultimates left on the side of SC as they need to play this one on the back of Crossfire and perfect tandem. The blinding light, it overshoots Kyojin. trying to buy just a little bit more time. They need to try and double peek this. They're getting isolated though, and the shock dart takes it through. Vectrin, the double, and the defuse comes in. Excali allows his teammates to go down for the bigger W. 12-10 map point EG.
Wait a second. The plant was done on, not on default, it was done safe? What?
I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just the nerves. You even as the plant was going down, that's exactly when the lockdown started. So you understand that the timing really wasn't on the side of SC. They either needed to commit the plant right then and there, or it just was timing that they needed to play, and they opted for the first, not the latter. Through the smoke, raw fuel. He knows that there's another up close and personal. This could be the beginning of the end in map 1 for SC, as raw fuel wants to let it out with the fire show, the blade storm, as he weaves death between his hands. Hermione, the double to shut down that magic, but left on 20 HP himself. Left with a daunting task ahead of him. Sure, there is a lockdown, but this round's more or less locked down by Enigma, and so is map 1, at least for now.
Be counting their stars for a miracle at this point. I don't see a way that they can even try and turn this one around. 20 HP on Hermione. He needs to hit every single headshot, and he's just praying at this point for their opposition to make
I
that
like this.
mistake.
This is smart.
Fake
This forces them
lockdown
to make
over
a
onto A.
difficult move, and now the picking is there for
Spike
Hermione.
down mid.
He missed it.
Unexpectedly though, as Rexy's been watching this angle every time he's been rotating out. Rexy challenged. Are we gonna see the KJ diff to end the game? Paranoia, teamwork. Excali's like, bro, I'll just tickle him a little bit. Finish the job off. It's all
I
yours.
don't think he hit a single bullet, but then again, his feelings got toyed with, and at the very end, you got the killjoy diff you wanted. So,
It's not something that I wanted, but this is the map 1 that I wanted. Aggressive. I'd give you that much. We got everything. We got giggles. We got timing. We got immaculate plays. We got utility dump. We got big brain moves. We got that fake from Excali on the back of his TP. So a lot of things that we did get to witness, dude. Whew, this best of 1. I mean, this first map of this best of 3, it surely has delivered, and I think it's justice that we've moved it out of the best of 1, and this is the first best of 3 that we're getting to see in such a close fashion, right? 13-10 if it's what we got to see on first map, if it's what we got to see on Enigma's map. Such a nice performance from SE. It only got me back in what we have for map 2.
settle down over towards the match highlights. Relive all those moments one more time, because honestly speaking, every single one of these plays were incredible. Both of these teams felt so evenly matched on so many regards, but do you know what really gave the edge at the very end to one of
What?
these teams? It was the composure. Septem completely fell apart at the end, while Enigma still were able to keep the same level of composure that they had at the very beginning. They did not fall apart, but the members of Septem, they started to be overly aggressive. They started to get overzealous in the way that you say it.
Exactly. Especially in the
And that's
dying
why
end
this
of
loss
other half.
happened. Yeah, this is why the loss happened. Otherwise, Septem had the best possible opportunity to take this away. They looked like the better roster, but experience just trumped them down.
And that's what's going to pay its weight in gold, right? Especially in this kind of a setting. You need to make sure that in those small moments, you're going to be able to make the right maneuvers to give yourself the maximum margin of opportunity. You need to be stone cold with your approach. And Enigma, especially towards the dying end of either half, were very, very composed with what their game plan was and with how they wanted to execute it. A couple of these rounds you could give it to EG, where, you know, that round where that triple or that quad entry, if I'm not wrong, this round from Antidote himself. Rounds like these you can't expect, but it still did go the way of SC. Flashbacks to when Kyojin got that triple spray through long. You know, either side getting blessings and getting gifts. However, it's about who is the more consistent one. You always need to have an edge over your opposition. Otherwise, you're just in lying weight of trouble.
At that point, they're literally counting down
This one was beautiful though.
Yeah, this was just actually so good. RBK is like, oh, I'm just gonna get a free tag. I'll clear out the side for you. Don't worry about it, Auntie. Suddenly it's like, I'll see you in the next round, man.
Rawfield pulled his blades in this round and he didn't even find a need to use it, dude. That's just how much of a statement that he had to put out for us.
The entire game was full of highlight reels from both teams. You can't really say that it was only one team that was performing.
Exactly.
Every single one of these players had their moments in this entire game. And I honestly do believe that everything that happened in this game happened for a reason. This was a perfect match. This is what Valorant should look like, with both teams being so evenly matched in the way that they are going to be playing. And in that regard, as map number 1 was a home pickup for Enigma, map number 2 feels to be an even bigger, I don't know, it could just be another matchup win for the side of Enigma because they feel like much more of the coordinated and composed team. But then again, when you have such incredible plays coming in from Septem, their home map could just be the place where they win.
It could aggressive, and I think we all need a small breather after what we just got to witness, because it's a marathon and not a race, right? We still have 2 maps yet to decide who's going to take this best of 3 home, ladies and gentlemen. So grab your Red Bull, grab your popcorn, grab your teddy bear if you need to, because that next map is going to be as gut-wrenching as the first one. But a huge shout out to our sponsors. This, again, is the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Challenger Series, powered by ZOTAC. So, as it is, yeah, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Give us about 5 minutes.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the LG presents the Esports Challenger Series powered by ZOTAC Gaming. And honestly speaking, OG, we had the biggest thriller of a best of three that we've had in a pretty long time. The first initial map
Yeah.
by itself was a neck-and-neck battle between both of these teams. On the brink of defeat, Enigma just pulled out the big guns. They were like, okay, I think we had enough. We gave them enough opportunities to prove themselves. Let's show them exactly what we're made of.
Exactly.
They stepped on the gas pedal and it was already done. 13
Yeah,
and 10.
as we're heading towards bind though, this is gonna be SE's pick. And Enigma are gonna be starting off on the defense duty. Bind, a map where raw fuel could go for that jet, sure, but it does encourage you to maybe go towards that raise and maybe play a controller double sentinel. I've seen that chamber work out brilliantly here, so you have a decent bit of flexibility if you're willing to maybe let go of that aggressive operator. And let's quickly head to that agent selection, because that's where ye all important chess game's gonna start, right? Let's find out what the pieces are gonna be like on the board. Are we gonna get to see it? Come on, Hermione, if you debate me so hard, like, this is the one player I'm expecting to not debate me, so please, Hermione.
Hermione's an initiator player. I don't think. Yeah.
I mean, see, imagine this, dude. Like, what if you use your neon like a very fast recon dart? Like, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, I have done that, but then again, why?
I mean, so much for me to have an expectation, dude. Sometimes it kills
Hey,
me.
maybe-
But we're gonna have raw fuel on the jet, so yeah, raw fuel on the jet. What do you think about the jet on bind? It's very viable, sure, but there are other duelists that are more viable, and we're in, I'd say, a very position to make sure that we have this one duelist meta in almost all the matches that we do get to see, right? So do you think that this might come to punish them a little bit without that raise doing a lot of collateral AoE damage?
Exactly. With the jet, you just have that easier form of entry in comparison to something like a raise. A raise has a tendency of you flying into the side and immediately getting plucked out by a good player just hitting good shots. But with jet, you have that guaranteed form of entry that you can always rely on. So it's about consistency over the randomness that the raise brings down to the table. Missile is an incredible raise player. His raise is possibly even better than his jet, but you can't always rely on that race to perform. If your
Yeah.
utility is off the mark, then you're pretty much a person with just a gun in your hand. You just need to go
And-
Rambo style and hope if you can get killed.
And yeah, EG with that double duelist thing. Now, I didn't really see this much during the draft, so this has got me off guard a little bit. Hey, okay. That was surprising that both the boom boards didn't explode. Oh, and Scally tanking a lot of damage because of that paint shell. Chose to commit to that peak a little too early.
RBK, what's that RBK shot turn? Yes, it was.
Close setup towards long. I hope RVK doesn't end up giving too much because Rofio is gonna rely on him to survive. Oh, Hermione! Dancing with death, and that was Rofio's chance to get the equalizer. EG.
Got the spike.
Very, very costly loss, and I think they're looking out for this. Oh no, Kyojin has been on a tear so far, and that continues on map 2. EG try to play a little aggressive too long, and things haven't panned out in their favor. Hence the two-man deficit. The one swing missile So close to netting himself that frag.
Frenzy. It's a frenzy.
Scally. 22 HP. The frenzy either way could be lethal. And the run and gun. Antidote, the double he finds is out of nowhere. From Idol looking out for the aggression through lamps, and that's the only 2 kills EG find from the round. Far from a doable prospect for Antidote. Playing contact this time doesn't favor Enigma, as in some of their aim duels, they looked a little phased. It's only the first round though, so a small step taken in the right direction by SE, but these are the steps that they need to take, the baby steps towards victory. They need to secure this map 2 and push it to a map 3 if they have any hope for winning this best of 3.
Really massive in general, but then again, Enigma, they're looking for a swing, and oh my god, Anti. That man is on a mission. And that
No
mission is
rockets
called
yet.
Mission Impossible.
It is kind of impossible. No doubt. RBK, push back, no aggression yielded whatsoever. They know the backstab's inevitable as well, because Raw did trigger the alarm bot. Perfect game sense, perfect intuition. Flawlessly done so far by SC. On a map like Bind, it becomes a little hard to secure these kind of rounds flawlessly due to the close range nature of Bind. They've taken caution every step along the way, and it's gonna pay dividends for them. A nice way to build off the momentum that they get off the pistol. Only one player lost. They're gonna be able to play bonus, and in a map like Bind, I'd say the bonus is a very viable strategy, again, due to the CQC avenues, right? As an attacker, you get to pick where the engagements are taken, so that's advantage that you have on the side of SE. Let's see how they put that advantage to use, because that's gonna be very important to outduel these Vandals and Phantoms.
0-2 already. Not really the end of the world. The first initial piss round and the anti-eco. It's really difficult to win those out on the map of Bind. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Hit or miss. Now though, you have those buys pushing it down forward. The bonus is present and the bonuses can be deadly, but for how long is the real question? This is bad. Raw just get out, buddy. Wait, the pinch miss?
Fail. Still having the tailwind, but not the life to use. It's Sonic close range with the Spectre, and this is what I meant. The closer you are, the easier it is for you to take these fights, and that's exactly what SE do. Textbook play so far. Marshall at range, and it just goes past RBK's shoulder. So not even a tag delivered by that gun, and that puts a little more diligence on the shoulders of Missile to yet again find an opening. Vectrin with the Headhunter is trying to take this fight on an
think he's gonna get it.
even term. Dude.
Oh, he
jinxed him.
couldn't get the counter strafe. He couldn't get
jinxed
the
him.
counter strafe. Not my fault. He couldn't get the counter strafe. His crosshair was on it.
Add aggressive casts, by the way, on Instagram, guys.
No.
Oh god, Excali though.
Enemy remaining.
They got your Instagram handle, Excali's got their number.
Spawn.
As he reads the play perfectly, long range Phantom, exactly what kind of a duel EG wanted to take in a situation like that, and they find the edge that they needed. So, in that context, I think they're happy.
Although he's making his way up.
10 seconds left.
He has a Vandal in his hand, but he doesn't have the time. And that's done. Not much you can do here to try and survive that one. 1 and 2. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be another round on the back for the side of Enigma. They have gotten themselves on the board, and now that they have that little bit of room to breathe with, they're going to be happy. They only lost out on, what, one of their members, so it's not the end of the world for them. They have more than enough buys to go in for the following round, but here is where they need to make their stand. If
Yep.
they lose here, Septem can just run away with momentum on their side. This is their buy round, and you really don't want to give away momentum on this map in particular. This is a very defender-sided map.
Yeah.
Smoke.
And things could go very wrong for you if you don't get a strong start on the defense.
Exactly. SC though, they should get a lot of mileage on this half, because with the double duelist composition, Enigma do stand a decent chance on the defense, even though it might not be centric towards it. That's still something that they need to count for. So this first half, SE are gonna fight tooth for nail. And yet again, they've resorted to the slow, patient approach that they've been very masterful at. I loved what they had to show on Haven. And it seems to be a similar taste, but not to a similar effect just yet.
I can't even pick up the ultimate orb. I love this level of control because Enigma, they understand that Sonic is this close to his orbital strike. And if this orbital strike is denied in this scenario, they have so many avenues to work with. But then again, here comes a swing! Crossfire is beautiful. Clean and crispy. The shots coming in from the side of Enigma. Crispier than the fried chicken that I had from KFC!
Oh god.
It's
Yeah.
like in Chick-fil-A out here.
Chick-fil-A? I think with all that fried chicken, might have just been a bad day down the drain. Raw fuel though is
What?
flushed down the toilet as well.
Scanning ahead.
RVK, the recon, might aid him to get the peek on a hookah isolated. And he has. They know what the 1v2 looks like. Hermione position telegraphed. Play given away. And RVK. There for redemption. This was perfectly played with both Enigma members dodging that flash. Recommitment at the perfect time. That was just the lethality of a crossfire on display.
It's textbook crossfire that you could hope for. If they were able to find it. An immediate peak and a shutdown, but at the same time here, OG, you have to give credit where credit is due. Look at how incredible that play was. They understood that, hey, Sonic is 1 point away, sorry, 2 points away from the orbital strike. They will come to shower for this ultimate orb. It's a guarantee. And they doubled up on it.
Yeah, made SE drop the soap.
They slipped on it as well.
I hope that EG don't slip on this close range engagement. Seen sheriffs do nastier things before. And it's again missile, right? Come to expect such stuff from the man. Veteran close range with that phantom. Speak. Scally falls back in the nick time. They hear Sonic go for that
Strikes
ultimate orb,
online.
and yep, they know that the orbital strike's gonna be a threat.
If
I
only
mean,
if
Sova
he
players,
survives.
bruh. Sova players, bro. They just know.
It's their job to throw smokes, job to throw recon darts through smokes, sorry. So they of course will know every single angle humanly possible to try and find these. But now they're in a pretty tough spot. The spikes in no man's land and the timing, Vectron.
I'm
He
surprised that
missed it by a
Vectron's not
hair.
dropping this Vandal to one of his teammates and then using his Headhunter. Seeing that would be more of a viable strategy, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Ah, RVK's positions known, doesn't
30
have
seconds left.
anything to get his way back to say.
Bro.
All you can do is hope sometimes, my friend. Oh! Hope to survive that, maybe. He didn't see that coming one bit.
He's gonna have the time of his life. He can't even pick up that Vandal. Maybe he can at the very end, but
10
that's
seconds
it.
left.
They're done and dusted. Just save
I
this
like-
gun and maybe just
Okay,
hold
as-
out.
Oh god.
Remaining.
I love it. I love it.
It's just
Excali.
Excali. It's just Excali doing Excali.
He's playing Dance Dance Revolution with them, dude. Tell me how would you like against that, huh?
God damn it, that reminded me of something.
What
I gotta
remind
show you
of?
that clip later. I was actually playing Dance Dance Revolution with a guy when I was on my jet.
Oh, alright, that's fun. That's fun. Now I understand why you've lost so many games. Now, don't blame it on the others, dude. Sometimes it's all about looking inwards.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And talk about looking inwards, you know, orbital strike on either side. It's going to be hard for them to play these close positions like hookah lamps without there being any kind of viable risk heading into it. Oh, that's just pure boombot love. And here goes the party! Oh god, it's like Pop Smoke came back from heaven. Welcome to the party. Because that's what we just got to saw. Two ultimates dumpstered in the initial 10 seconds of the round. And this bolstering push, SE wants to pick up the pace. They know that they've lost real estate. Cool. There are a couple ways you make up for this, and one is throwing a curveball. This might be it though. Excali not able to read into that play as much as he wanted to. Gets out read into that play, and now that man advantage that he so fruitfully worked for, and they expelled 2 ultimates for very costly ultimates, mind you, nullified.
Little bit of an avenue to work with. It is a 4 versus 4 situation, but here comes the Orbital Strike and RBK getting burnt to a crisp.
Yeah,
No!
sure,
RBK is still alive! He's still gonna be able to fight even more! RBK perfect position, but still that flash is gonna give away so much info. One more. The site is still being held. Rexy, he's an anger and a half. If you need him to go in for a play, he should be able to, but instead, Sonic's gonna be the thing that shuts him down. Still a 2 versus 2 situation. More than enough time to work with. The plan's gonna go down. One player is playing from the side of B-Long. But this operator, how do you want to go in for this retake?
It's gonna be hard. The Sky Smokes certainly are not making it easy whatsoever, and Vectron's holding the cross through L. Sonic can't afford to take the L in this engagement, and he doesn't. Holds it like a rook, and Vectron waiting and just biding his time. Sonic contemplating on whether that operator is needed, but knows the answer. An overwhelming one in that as well, because they know that a lot of what SE need to do is pick up the pace and not be sitting back passive. That's exactly what EG want you to do on the defense. They want you to boil the time down and then force errors, which is not going to happen this time around.
It's a 3-3 scoreline, and that retake was nearly impossible. They needed a very strong hold already early on, but knowing that Rawfield's on an operator, you never really want to play for retakes at all. In those types of scenarios, you want to take as many fights as you can. Problems starting to arise on many different fronts here. And for now, it's just gonna get slowing things down though from both sides. Septem, they know they cannot go overly aggressive against EG at any point. And Enigma, they're trying to see if anyone goes in for an over-aggressive peek. But Excali may be biting off a bit more than he can choose here.
Perfect aggression, and he finds the position, the showstopper. Expelled just to make that play work. Enigma still managed to commit on the hold as Antidote finds himself a crucial double. Perfect aggression though. Rexy yet again, timing is his friend. A 2 versus 3 for SE to claw their way back out of this. Vectron's been on point for his team so far. What kind of magic can he wield with the chamber? Not much.
Down A.
Kyojin? Okay. He's literally Tom Cruise the living shit out of Enigma. Right now would be the perfect time to yet again whip out Mission Impossible and bring home what could be a blockbuster clutch. 15 seconds. Timing is gonna be of the essence. He's baited out the aggro. The recon denies him any kind of maneuverability whatsoever. Enigma steal the lead.
Again, both of these teams, they're neck and neck going up against one another. This goes to show how much improvement this entire team has had over the past couple of months. SE, they're in such a good spot. But then again, it's just not enough to go up against the cool, calm, collective plays that Enigma are making. They're at the brink of breaking down any form of strategy that Enigma are pulling down onto the table, but it's just not enough. Scout! Oh god! Here comes it to the force! That's good for one!
Another one. When they dash out.
One.
I get goosebumps every time somebody peeks at Totifos after the kill, because it's so darn quick with the zoom in that it denies any potential of trade, not only with its speed, but also the slow that is delivered after you land a finishing blow, and Vectron has a right idea. Oh, the timing. The timing. The timing! 21 HP and Enigma still manage to find good fortune. The reveal from RVK. Very valuable. Forces... if I'm not mistaken, that's Missile on the TP. This is the essence of Bindo, right? Missile needs to find a little bit of room here, and Enigma Gaming have made brilliance of their defense at A side, especially when it comes to Shars. Rexy in prime real estate to make the difference and be the difference maker. The spike committing towards A short. Nobody from Enigma has a clue. The flash should commit the rotation from Rexy. I mean, RVK and Rexy both. Are they gonna look for this?
Flashes.
Goes. Oh! It's the dead body that goes into the TP. Get utterly, butterly
Oh
deleted.
my god, Rex, empty!
Seconds left.
Empty time! Oh, that's not gonna happen this time.
Dude, this is unreal. If they manage to claw this one back, Enigma are gonna be kissing their marbles for better fortune. Vectron, close range, holding the push through defender spawn. RVK needs to be
Where's the second
calculated with
flash?
this peak. He's waiting for it.
Where's the
Recon
second flash?
committed. Vectron's hiding. Rexy not able to make anything out of the hookah. Aggression out of Thrifty. Just
Look
as
for us,
EG looked to be in control, they lost it, all things said and done.
They do the force, baby. This one ultimate is like a blade storm on steroids.
I'm pretty sure that, you know, French is one of the sexiest accent out there, you know. The French weaponry that we have here, though, nothing can trump it whatsoever. And what a time for Vectron to come alive. Forcing the equalizer early, not allowing EG to continue this momentum train.
So they'll
Blade Storm is gonna be
immediately
crucial.
comes in. Yeah, speaking about the Blade Storm,
Ooh.
maybe it's gonna be the game changer for them. Raw Fuel does find that first initial pick off, and that will be
Pull
a
back.
crucial one. But then again, they don't get the gun. If they got Missile's gun, I would say that, yeah, there's a possibility. But Rexy, crosshair placement, and his position's already revealed. Good night, bye-bye, Auntie. It's all up to you. If you find something here, you're gonna be in the prime position to get this round back on your side. But
Mine's looking out for the play. Oh, another one! Raw Fuel just doesn't bite the dust! RVK close range through lamps. The recon should clear the close angles, but Sonic's still trying to hold the flush. And he's put in a position where he needs to both deal with the sight and the lamp's aggression. Nice timing, nice headshot, and the timing works in tandem. Vectron, the hero of the round prior, clawing this one back from the clinches of defeat to the clean skies of victory. Raw Fuel 30 HP. How much more can you ask of this man? Turn Sonic lets a small whiff out. That's why Vectron's right around the corner. These thrifty runs from EG. Sure, they don't take the W, but darn did they make it expensive.
especially on a scoreline that is this close. But at the same time here, OG, you see the scorelines is just a 4 and 5, right? When you press tab, it paints a completely different picture. Look at the money on the members of Septem. They have enough bank to buy for 3 rounds consecutively. They're gonna be more than happy with it. But for EG, they won out on the round, but look at their
Again,
money.
that boombot romance, dude.
Yeah.
Spread love, not hate.
It's a
Don't
6-5.
fall into the boombot bait. Well, easy control.
When
so
did you
far.
start writing poetry?
I don't know, dude. Sometimes it just helps from all this Valorant jazz that you do have to endure. Ooh, missile? Kind of electrified. Not in the good way that you'd want to be. RVK. Nice shock dart to deny the aggressive position. Not gonna do much to stop the aggression, though. Is it gonna be the recommitment? That could have been very beautiful. The Seekers out. This is something that might give RVK the room to breathe. Excali playing along with his teammate in tandem, and Enigma just rip apart every single thing that SC were working for. They wanted to split this B side from Hookah and Long, but they got split
Wait a
apart.
minute.
and put them-
Sick.
Enemy remaining.
He found them toes! And he's gonna be able to clip them all out one by one. Sonic, last person remaining. He is trying to go on a tear of his own. But then again, it's done and dusted for him. Nowhere to run. Raw Fuel's awaiting arms. He's gonna be there to try and catch on to you. 5 and 5 here, ladies and gentlemen. And Enigma, they know what to do to try and bring a round back in their favor, but at the end of the day, both of these teams, they're still evenly matched.
One thing that I will give to SE though is on the back of the pick up of the chamber on Vectron, they have the ability to rotate way quicker than Enigma do. So that's one trump card that they have in the second half, which I'm very, very, desperate to look forward to. And so is this aggression.
Love this.
Okay, spotted him. Romeo takes that shot. Not your dash back though. Still fancies a chance. Saves a steal win. Now that's very, very smart. Still lands himself the possibility to go aggressive and play passive after getting his team that aggression and getting the pick.
How did he find that shot? Rexy?
I have no clue. Things just don't seem to make sense from time to time, and Antidote's repeated success from Lambs finally put to a stop. A brilliant tag and a nice flash to follow. Is that a ding through the leg?
Yes, that's a dig through the leg, and I'm pretty sure that one of the players are having a headache after that one. All on low HP other than Vectron. Will they be able to survive that? Not for long. Raw field with the operator to add insult to injury and salt onto the wounds.
It might be a tag on the leg, yeah.
Spike down.
But that operator is gonna be lethal regardless. Enigma still can't afford to throw down a peg though. We've seen SE pull this from worse. Yeah, 6-5. Sanity restored. You mentioned that their economy hasn't taken that worse of a hit, right? Now is when a small problem arises. They need to make a compromise both in terms of shields, weaponry, and utility.
Yeah, but they can still go in for buys. That's not the end of the world for them, because I honestly don't count the Chamber to be one of those characters that has any problems when it comes down to buys.
Oh, sure.
Just pull out a Headhunter, pull out a goddamn to the Force, and you're fine. I'm thinking of doing a challenge of unranked to Immortal with just the Chamber utility.
Oh, well, you need to be like Rockfuel then.
Yep.
Ballsy, committed, skillful. I think that's the most important part.
Skillful like Rofiel, I don't think that there's a lot of people in this.
I hope SE aren't gonna walk in with no utility. They know exactly what lies ahead of them. They need to take caution. They can't afford to give away so many free picks, and that chalked out at perfect time to deny the tailbase more information, and again aggressive.
Launching smoke.
It's a chip kill from the side of Rofiel.
Last player
Oh, that's oh what? Hello?
Okay.
Found big deep rib sitting in a corner.
Why do you have to do
sides.
him that dirty, Rofiel?
I don't know what is worse.
Him.
Okay, what is worse? Getting killed by a shorty or getting killed by a judge?
Oh,
Or a
any
Bucky,
day,
or a
judge,
Bucky.
Judge. I'd say, I'd say it's a tie in the first and second place between a judge and a Bucky, but it's more important with the way you get killed. Like, let's say you get Fortnite dance actual movement, and then like a random flying race comes and Bucky's your pathetic. Imagine looking at your iPad. Usually I have the fill, so maybe you're a smoke player. You have no clue what's hitting you. That's not the most ideal way of going out. So I have to give it to the Bucky and the judge. Although the shorty, it does take a decent bit of skill to use. At least to a good extent, you need to close the range. You need to be a little more proactive with the shorty. That's why I give the salt pass to the shorty, man.
So good. Movement complete and shots even better. Again, boom on roll, man.
Boombot love.
Scanning ahead.
Proper hard, guys. Oh, like
Yeah, he
Raphael
got
dropped the
the
fuck. Raphael dropped a free bullet through that smoke.
That's me real estate right there. If
He
I've ever seen
frogged
it.
his way through. He just got a free montage clip. That's a frogling move right there.
Oh.
Oh, missile. Ribbity. Cali gonna be taken like his free property. Rexy trying to compensate for that range. Vectron. Oh, the close range classics. Never something that you want to endure. The man disadvantage SE. They have
Spike planted.
Kyojin, and when Kyojin's alive, you count nothing out, my friend.
Even has a heal to work with, so absolutely nothing to really worry about here. Can push his way out, get a couple of different avenues for himself to work with. Sonic, he needs to be the instigator for a lot of this. RVK making his way from a wraparound from showers onto short to try and help his buddies out for as long as they possibly can. Timing of the essence, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be a hold, and that is gonna be. I knew it. What was the plan spot and what was the idea from the side of RVK? He wanted to make his way from. Why?
Silence sometimes is the best answer, so a moment of silence for that round. Because
This is how it went down. This is how it went down. When you have such an elaborate plan, you have a scheme that is better than any of the other schemes in this
plan.
to the L plan. Like normally you said that 2 L plans equals to a W plan, right?
Yeah. Excali able to dispose of that. Beautiful. They're able to make way in towards the B side. Almost comfortable. Yeah, it's fully comfortable for SE to play retake, although Kyojin is left all his way into the octagon. No help whatsoever. The aggression, the timing, everything going in tandem for Vectrin. This round, still possible, but plausible, that's rubbing away very quick as time transpires. Sonic was just played around there.
Love it when RVK hits shots like that.
Okay,
And Missile, he's able to answer back with his own calling.
2v3.
Very
One
much
Neutron
possible.
available as well.
This is bad. He's not clearing the proper corners. Oh, Hermione, beautiful shot on a 1. He's looking for more, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Not with a Marshall in his hand, and
Good
he's
job.
jumping around straight into the waiting arms of Excali. 8 and 6.
SER. Okay, what did he do now? This round, this half, you could play that music and it would make sense. Because that's how the first 2 rounds have been.
Exactly. The second
It
round
doesn't make
was
sense out of
just
something that doesn't
coordinated
make
chaos.
sense, right?
No, the thing is that the second round was coordinated chaos. The first round was like absolute chaos. Now though, they have the shorties in their hands and a couple of sheriffs to work with. Maybe they can get away with something, but Sonic!
You need to be like the hedgehog there. Gotta go fast. Oh! And then Excali goes faster to the round than he did to the showers. Antidote.
As fast as he could to the second round.
Exactly, my friend. I'm also going to deny any play that Missile's trying to make, and that encourages this backstab that's in fruition through mid. Are we gonna see Enigma being boxed in? RPK has the double shock dart still available, so collateral damage still very much could be the problem that SE face. RPK though, predisposing it. Nice preemptive hold from SE in the backlines, which doesn't end up paying much in. Dividends Missile! This could be an outrageous clutch as it is! What? A spectrum of possibilities, and with the Spectre, he manages to pull it off. A replay as he pulls off an ace from his sleeve. From the Challenger series, yet again we go to the Bamboozle series. The plays just don't seem to stop.
RBK whiffed his shots. He just needed one body, but the sheriff at that proximity, you can't always rely on it to be accurate. One bullet. Just one. In the moments of chaos, Raze just always rises up to the top. And Missile just goes to showcase exactly why his Raze is such a deadly force, and Hermione peeks out and casually taps away raw fuel. And now, it's just about a couple of more.
Look at the confidence all of a sudden, man. SE are feeling themselves. All around the map, they assert their dominance, and RVK, a very dangerous position if you would have committed to that recon. A slow rendezvous towards this ace site. And Kyojin might have just given away his play with that reload. And I think that's a play that Enigma already had anticipated. Lamp control not contested. SE did not want to take the CQC. Very, very heads up and smart play. Recon doesn't give away any aspect of this defense whatsoever, except for the footsteps that Kyojin is perhaps deliberately giving away to force this kind of a
Spike
peek.
down A.
Antidote had the spike there, could not afford to be the first one that goes down. That was
Last player standing.
that is the kind of bird that you normally don't get to see in the Discovery Channel.
Okay, okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. That was really...
Now that it's hit 8-8,
It's on Animal Planet.
dude, what's the play, mate? Ultimates yet again are in a position where they're gonna be synced up. You have the Todefos, you have the Showstopper on the side of SE. On the other side, you have the Orbital Strike on Antidote. On the attack of Bind, Orbital Strike's gonna be very crucial to clear up positions like Hookah, clear up positions like Lamps. Very early on if you're gonna just W gaming your way into it. But we did see Enigma gaming against W gaming yesterday, and we all know how that panned out, so not gonna be the case. Slow and steady wins the race, and it continues to be the same trend for either team on their attacking side. Rexy still has the opportunity to go for the orb, which he's gone for, and he now has the Seekers up.
Very close game in general for both of these teams.
Boombot action.
Whoever gets this first initial kill will be the one to take it, and Vectron, smart play from him, breaks a Boombot, immediately dips out. And in this sense, there will be a chance that there's another person still holding Sonic!
If you
He's
committed
gonna-
absolutely everything for it, his life in
Yeah.
absolute, and he ends up going down. Although they're pretty sure it's an A hit. Oh god! Excali straight up Jet Airways him. What was that? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Excali dropping a turd on your defense, and it's swung this round wide open. Missile gets Rexy on the lurk. Cool. It's still 3v3, and Enigma given a little bit of room to play this post plan, and they're opting to play this one aggressive. Vectron. Ooh, it is very crucial for him to find success there, and Missile not able to make room with the Showstopper. The post plan utterly, butterly taken away. And it seems to
I
be
love the
as
Phantom.
cool as an Amul ice cream for them, because at this point, Enigma won a very crucial round. Now is gonna force the Todefos out of the hands of SE. If they manage to navigate this round similarly like they did in the round prior, calm, cool, steady on the back of information, and just playing in tandem, Enigma Gaming should have this one covered. Valorant is a lot like life. Things happen and you need to find a way to deal with it. And neither Enigma, neither SE, neither we, even if we're paid for it, can't predict what's gonna happen. What's the play here? What's the comms? Aggression yet again towards Shars. That's been prime real estate for EG, both on the defense and on the offense. Neither side's going to be baited on for a quick rotation, especially SE. With the pickup of the chamber, they have the option to rotate very dynamically. So Enigma Gaming, if they want to throw a curveball, it's going to be as potent as the round prior. Otherwise, it's simply not going to work out. And Missile playing in tandem, and they spot this aggression. RVK, he's set up for a brilliant play. Beautiful job decapitating Missile. And Kyojin, and anticipating it to be a clear corner, just leaves his teammate thinking that it'll be alright. Either disengage, but Enigma walking out of that fight with an advantage. Warfield aware!
He needed a tailwind out.
Decapitated. You do not mess with French artillery like that. RVK, beautiful timing to discover the lurk. Hermione though, buying a little bit of time with this Hunter's Fury for Veteran to make a little more out of that Todefos.
That shot, man. Rexy just sent him back home packing. My god. And now Hermione. He could be the one to be sent back home. Or he could just rise up to the challenge. Not
The
today.
woof woof distraction. Classic.
He'd be like, what the dog doing?
Exactly. Not why the dog doing that. Exactly. That's what people need to think. Double digits though. Do you think that this is the beginning of the end? SE's buy is abysmal.
Consistent. 11 and 8 will be on the cards, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Okay, I'm ready for this to turn around now.
At least now you know why I said it.
Bangla pride all the way, buddy.
It's not that, it's the caster.
That was so close. Sonic! Oh, the misery! Everybody wants to be his enemy. Whoops out the arcane. Just had to do it, but debated there. You understand.
Like you could get away with it, but immediately got slapped in the forehead with a sheriff shot.
Ooh. Missile? Close range? Still a shot, but Hermione not in the nick of time to commit to that peak. Man disadvantage, SE. Can't afford to take some risks. Raw Fury's in.
Okay, he just gave it up.
Oh god. He played with the idea, but then he's like, nah. Not needed.
Oh, baby.
Are we gonna see
Give it
that
the
ace? Give him the ace, Enigma. Come on. Come on. Fear the Enigma, fear the Raw Fury.
Well, don't pay the price for it with his own life for that ace, but
Sharing
thanks for
damage
the
is carrying
calls.
damage, my friend.
Yep. It's about the emotional damage that he can bring and allow Raw Fuel to get all the clips that he needs. That was a beautiful ace as well. Only headshots, I do believe.
Nothing trumps Missile's ace though, man. Man's won my heart. Man's won the server. Man's won whatever he needs to win. Maybe not the game just yet. That could be on the cards though.
True.
One map away. I mean, 1 point away from map and match point, Enigma. No room for error. SE need to play as flawless as humanly possible. Hookah presence discovered. Sonic quick to try and deny any aggression. Stim Beacon allows Raw Fuel to march up the long even faster. The double though, Hermione on the hold again. Brilliant stuff. The showstopper puts a stop to that show. Cool, and Sonic cannot deliver. The advantage on the hands of SC and positioning on Vectron's side. He's had the inkling. He's had his chance. And this could yet again shape up to be a clip-worthy moment if he plays his cards right. Here's the reload of Antidote. Knows the play towards side. Can't make the play though. As from the gardens, the Torrents on the roasting, and Antidote goes ring-a-ding-ding. Are we gonna get yet another clutch? Antidote, the years of experience paves way to map and match point.
They have it all under the bag. Positions are good. Anti coming into the top. And even though his team were on the literal brink of defeat, it really didn't matter. Because he is always the one you can count on to just bring them back from that cornerstone. But for now, it's not gonna be as easy now, is it? Think of it like this. Enigma. They have everything that they want here. They even have the better buys.
This could be
But-
the end of it's there to choose.
They could fall apart here. You never really know because we have seen teams beyond this scoreline so often, but they get overconfident and they start falling apart, and then it's a 12 and 12 before you can even blink.
Oh, he dodges the drone here, Sonic. Crucial aspect of the puzzle that he's managed to piece together. Now
Oh my
comes the
God.
play. Hermione needs to maybe get a couple of injections before he's gonna be able to inflict any more damage.
Rabies.
Well, so far, it looks like baby steps towards this B site. Now going to be in full fruition towards the head. They have the orbital strike here. Sonic needs to play this one very smart, as he is the only man with a plan towards this site. Holds off on the commitment. Now he goes in. RVK needs to push L. He could find his way through the smoke, but the paint shot, the spam, it's all left for that play to be damned. A 2 versus 5. SE a foot out the door already. It's Enigma shaping up to be what we all expect them to be, a machine that we fear. They certainly have kicked it, and Excali might have let the pieces go, but Raw Fuel, you can't slow him down as he sets the bar high. Enigma, a 2-0. A valiant effort though. A very valiant effort, man. Kudos to Missile and crew, because that could have gone either way a lot of these close rounds, especially on map 1. However, You have to give it to EG though. Their game plan in Bind looked solid, and they took this veto like they took a rabbit out the hat, magically.
That's the thing here. As soon as we saw the video screen, we honestly believed that this was going to be a very fast 2-0 for the side of EG, but we did not expect it to be this grueling where EG were on the point of just falling apart in multiple different fronts. The map of Haven was way closer, yes, but the emotion in the map of Bind was far greater. You could see the players wanting this when every single round that was played out was down to the wire, down to the T of where and how these clutches would happen. Let's head on down over towards the match highlights because there's multiple different aces, 4Ks, 3Ks, 2Ks that absolutely blew our mind. And every thrifty round on the map of Bind were as good as the rifle rounds. And that's
I
not
don't think
something
we
a
could have
team can be
counted
proud of.
any round off, my friend. Every
Yep.
round had us on the edge of our seats, regardless of just being classics and maybe one sheriff alongside a headhunter. You ask for it, you get it.
These teams delivered it everything on towards the server. The aim, the strats, the outplays, the emotion, and of course, discipline. Discipline was there from both sides, but Enigma, they just rose up to the challenge because of their trades. Their trades were way better than Septem for some reason in these matchups.
You know, we've been living this journey, so we've been in the front seat, right? It's really hard to analyze something in the front seat. So, just out of the top of my mind, just off pure feeling, in map one, it felt like SE were very, very comfortable compared to Bind. I'm not sure
That's true.
why or what it was about this, but for some reason, especially on this attack and on the defense, they weren't really able to deal with the Enigma presence towards Shars. I feel like Enigma's control and mastery of the rotation and the way they play around Shars and B Long is the reason that they won this game. They're able to get very, very relevant and up to date information ASAP, being in a position to strike. Rexy, on a lot of instances, was given the leverage to lurk, and that is something that you have the leverage when you have this double initiator composition on your side, right? It wasn't a case of Antidote even slipping up because he was the only one who had a decent bit of utility to slow them down except for Excali. So everybody in EG understood what the game plan was going to be like, and it just done a prep work. It seemed like they had a far better end of that stick.
Pretty much in this regard. It was just so beautiful. Every single one of these plays. And honestly, you can make a highlight reel out of this entire game. A team Taj, if you would.
Team
Anything.
Taj.
You don't know
Alright.
what that is?
No, I do. It's been a while from since I've seen some of them, so
Yeah.
could be nice, especially with the clips that we've gone to see. Hell, we need a team Taj from the Bamboozle series in and of itself, man.
Hey, maybe we could actually get a series called the series. That would be perfect.
Well, I'm pretty sure that a little bit of credit could go where it's due. I'm not sure
Sure,
the
for sure.
info. So, well, nonetheless, one thing that you really need to give to Enigma is, like you've said, when you get close to victory, a lot of these teams tend to cool off and maybe take some stuff for granted, right? You never saw Enigma do that one bit, even when they were in the back end of the trade and even when they were in the front end of the trade. From since we've seen them here at the LG Ultragear Presents the Esports Club Challenger Series, they've been a very, very disciplined team, which is something that I'm truly starting to adore. It's only time and true competition that will show how crucial this is to their victory and to their path to success.
We head on down over towards the score. So just check it out from top to bottom. Haven, 13-10. And on the map of Bind, a 13-8. I'm just gonna clap my hands and say that this was a perfect game from the side. Down to the wire, every single player on their side performed. But on the other end, I think that Kyo fell apart. He slipped on the soul.
Kyojin was one of the standout players for SE on map 1. So you could say that the silence was felt all across the server. A couple of plays also was done at the fact that, Enigma were very, very well prepared for the initiation that both Kyojin and Hermione had in mind. The recon was almost destroyed on every single location. The drone wasn't allowed to get as much information. The flash was very, very
proactively played against. You remember the double peek towards Shars, right? The crossfire peek. Even on the back of the guiding light, they weren't able to get that secured.
Yep.
Enigma, one part of it is firepower, one part of it is experience for sure. But one aspect of bridging yourself up as a very, very good team is not on how you use utility, but how you deny enemy utility. And I think a very good display of that was on show by Enigma here today in this best of 3 matchup.
The way it all should be. And Septem, honestly speaking, you guys shouldn't really feel bad about this. You performed admirably against arguably one of the best teams of our region. And the fact that you got this win, after the fact that you got this loss in general, I would say, after the fact that you did lose here, it's not a bad thing. You gained a lot of experience. You finally found out what your shortcomings are as a squad. And I really do believe you just need to fix your trade. Your trades need a lot more work. On some rounds, your trades were perfect, but on other rounds, you just were not able to rise up to that level of expectation. Enigma, they were consistent throughout their matchup. And that's why they did win. And to just build that consistency, you need to keep on playing, probably dual queue ranked together with your teammate at all moments. That will build that synergy. And that's pretty much it, because this was a really good game. And I wish you luck in qualifiers too.
Wow. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better way for today to end, dude. I started off this day, in all honesty, I didn't even watch the first matchup. I was already in nice sleep because I knew that the second game is going to require energy. And boy, yeah, I think all of us got our fair share of thrills. All of us got our fair share of funs and giggles. And for Missile, they got their fair share of wisdom for them to embark on a better journey the next time they set foot. You could have argued that it could have been a different result, but this is the part to success. It takes moments and moments and moments that much close to victory, but then falling into the hands of defeat to realize what it actually takes to get there. And once you do, that feeling, I don't think even words can do justice. So at least for Enigma Gaming, their journey in this tournament continues on, and I'm hoping to see the same Enigma Gaming that we did get to witness today. Do you think that you have anything else to take away from today's matchup?
Exactly. Because we've already seen everything. We already told the teams what they could have done better. And Enigma, kudos. It's kind of expected that they did this 2-0, but Septem rising up to the challenge like that, we were not ready for that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that we have for you for today. It was an incredible 2 sets of best of 3s, and tomorrow there's going to be even more. So make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and also hit that notification bell. And as you're dabbling down there, make sure to hit that show description button as well. Check out all the deals that we have for you down below from the side of ZOTAC. If you want to get yourself that graphics card to get those extra little bit of frames to give you that little bit of an edge. And hey, once you're going to be down there, you need a monitor to facilitate all the frame rate that you're getting. You don't want to play on that 60 hertz like you did back in 2010.
Yeah.
You have to get that LG Ultragear monitor. A lot of discounts, a lot of good prices. Check it all down below. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive with my friend OG signing on off. I'm going to be seeing you tomorrow with a lot more action for the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Cup Challenger Series, powered by ZOTAC Gaming. Good night, and happy gaming, everyone.
One, two, three, let's go.